Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Olivia. I'm also known as the Carnivore Ballerina, and in today's video I will be talking about mold, why it's dangerous, why you need to get rid of it if you've been exposed to it, and how I did that. None of this is medical advice. This is just done through my own research and experience, so take everything I say with a grain of salt and do your own research, of course. With that being said, why is mold dangerous? Mold can be toxic to the human body because it produces and releases toxic substances called mycotoxins. Mycotoxins are toxic secondary metabolites produced by certain types of fungi, including mold. These toxins can be harmful to human health when they are inhaled, ingested, or come into contact with the skin. The specific effects of mycotoxins on the human body depend on the type of mycotoxin and the individual's level of exposure. Some mycotoxins are known to cause a range of health problems, including respiratory problems, skin irritation, neurological symptoms, and even cancer. So it is very dangerous, and you should get rid of any mold. In short, that's the gist of it. In addition to mycotoxins, mold spores can also cause health problems when they are inhaled. When mold spores are inhaled, they can trigger an immune response in the body, leading to respiratory problems such as coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. Mold can also thrive in damp environments, which can lead to the growth of bacteria and other microorganisms that can be harmful to human health. For example, certain types of bacteria that can grow in moldy environments are known to produce endotoxins, which can cause fever, fatigue, and other health problems. So here's a list of the most common symptoms from mold exposure. Of course, it depends on how long you've been exposed to mold and to how much mold you've been exposed to. The list is very lengthy, and it does not actually have everything listed on it, which is ridiculous because it's a long list as it is, which is why I've kind of come to the conclusion that mold is the root cause for a lot of problems, but that's a whole nother discussion, and that's my just own opinion. Anyways, so what are some common symptoms? Balance and coordination dysfunction, fatigue, food allergies, weakness, aches, muscle cramps, unusual pain, ice pick pain, which I don't know what ice pick pain is. Anyway, headaches, light sensitivity, red eyes, blurred vision, tearing, sinus problems, cough, shortness of breath, abdominal pain, diarrhea, joint pain, morning stiffness, memory loss, focus and concentration issues, word recollection issues, decreased learning of new knowledge, confusion, disorientation, skin sensitivity, which eczema, Anyways, mood swings, appetite swings, sweats, especially night sweats. Temperature regulation or dysregulation problems, excessive thirst, increased urination, static shocks, numbness, tingling, vertigo, vitamin deficiencies, metallic taste, and tremors. Now, those are just some of the symptoms. I have dealt with the tingling and numbness, and that is the most terrible one of them all, I do think, just because it's very uncomfortable. Anyways, there's a lot of other symptoms which I don't need to get into right now, which are a lot more severe. But so what can you do, or what did I do to heal and get rid of mold, detox it from the system? First thing, and the most important thing, obviously, is to get out of that moldy environment, which can be difficult if you have nowhere else to go, and that's your house. If you can't move, then obviously do the best you can to clean it. So apart from getting it out of your environment, of course, you have to get it out of yourself. So what did I do? I used a bunch of different binders, as well as oregano oil to kind of like burn it out of my system, as well as some frequency therapies. So the first binder I will be talking about, which I believe is the most popular for getting rid of mold online, or so I've seen so far, is activated charcoal. And so how and why does activated charcoal work to get rid of the mold out of your body? Activated charcoal is a fine black powder made from materials such as coconut shells, sawdust, or bamboo, and have been treated with high heat and chemicals to make it highly porous. Activated charcoal has been used for centuries as a natural remedy to treat a variety of health conditions, including mold exposure. That's what we're talking about. Activated charcoal works by absorbing toxins and other harmful substances in the body, meaning it binds to them and helps remove them from the body. The porous surface of activated charcoal has a negative electric charge, which attracts positively charged toxins and traps them within the charcoal particles. The charcoal passes through the digestive system. It carries the trapped toxins out of the body through the stool. When it comes to mold exposure, activated charcoal is believed to help detoxify the body by binding to mycotoxins, which are toxic substances produced by some types of mold. Mycotoxins can cause a variety of health problems, as I touched on earlier. So that's basically how it works. Zeolite does the same thing, except that it is a bit less painful on your system. You won't have really any discomfort because the toxins will either sweat out of you or it just runs through you in a less digestively painful way. There's a couple other ways that you can detox from mold, one being using a sauna to sweat it out. Even an infrared sauna would be even better. Personally, I have not used either of these two things, so I've just seen it online, seen people that have had great results with that, so I thought I would just touch up on it if anyone is interested in checking those two things out. Red light therapy also works amazingly for mold exposure as well as a bunch of other health conditions. So I'm gonna try it at some point and probably share my thoughts on that. Of course, there are a lot of other ways to go about getting rid of mold. These are the ones that I have experienced as well as just seen online. Testing for mold can also be difficult. Not all the tests are accurate. I think even if you've been exposed to mold but you don't necessarily have any of the symptoms, or even if you have a few of the not so bad symptoms, just like a bit of a headache, it's a good idea to detox anyway, just because in this day and age the environment is a bit, it's not optimal. So yeah. One last thing I want to mention, which I've been using recently because my voice up until kind of recently has been very nasally because mold exposure causes irritation to the mucous membrane, so I was assuming that because of that would cause a nasally voice, as well as I kind of had the post-nasal drip thing going on, which is just not nice. So what have I been doing? A fellow carnivore actually suggested this, or didn't quite suggest it, but told me about it, and I thought, well, I'm going to do that now. Anyways, that is using colloidal silver. Now, I was using colloidal silver anyways, but not for mold, but I thought, well, that's like very obvious, and I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But so using this colloidal silver directly in my nose to get rid of any possible toxins that may still have been jammed up there. My voice is not quite as nasally. I can insert a clip of me talking before, which sounds really disgusting.
I didn't realize until right now that the whole building is lit up in pink because of breast cancer.
Yeah, so this has really helped, and I don't have that post-nasal drip thing going on anymore, which is just disgusting, and I'm glad it's gone. So colloidal silver, I think, is great. I can link some videos below as to why you won't turn blue using it. It also just depends on the quality of the product and how it was produced. So I will link a brand down below that I'm not currently using, but I have done some research, and it seems to be by far the best brand. I'm not using them yet just because I still have a fair amount, so I will test them out next time I run out. Anyways, I just wanted to add that in there if you're curious on colloidal silver. That is it. If you want to hear my story on how I got mold poisoning, I will have it linked below. If you don't, that's okay. I hope this video was informative, and if you have mold exposure, I hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching. Next time, I'm going to be talking about external skin products I use to get rid of eczema and any other things that have been on my face from this mold exposure experience. So if you're interested in healing your skin apart from dietary changes, you can watch that, check it out as well, and I hope whatever I say in that video was helpful, as it obviously helped me. So yeah, until then, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.